Report: Cyberattacks on the space sector have increased since the beginning of the Gaza war. Websites: Israeli News Start Page, mig.news.com, published by Lisa Timishchik in December 2025. At 7:55 p.m. A new study by the Center for Security Studies at ETH Zurich has found that since the start of the war between Israel and Hamas, cyberspace has become one of the most active conflict zones, and the space sector is one of the attack targets. Since October 2023, researchers have recorded 237 cyberoperations against space-related organizations. A third of all attacks occurred during Israel's 12-day war with Iran. The attacks targeted VSAT systems, GNSS receivers, and elements of Israeli air and maritime navigation. The majority of attacks, 71%, were DDoS, distributed denial of service, attacks, cyberattacks designed to make an online service, website or application, unavailable to users by overwhelming it with a huge number of requests coming simultaneously from multiple infected devices, botnets. This causes the server to freeze or shut down, blocking legitimate traffic and causing damage. In addition, unauthorized access, 7%, data leaks, 5%, intrusions, 3%, security breaches, 2%, and data theft, 1% were recorded. Ransomware and website hacks accounted for less than 1%. A total of 77 organizations were affected, including defense and aerospace companies, Rafael 36 attacks, Elbit Systems 28 attacks, Israel Aerospace Industries 11 attacks, Israel Space Agency 11 attacks. International organizations were also affected, including NASA, 12 attacks, and Starlink. However, the researchers note that the actual impact of the attacks was minimal. The detected malicious cyber activity against the space sector had virtually no impact on military operations on the battlefield, the report states. The study identified 73 threat sources, most of which were pro-Palestinian hackers. Only one group supported Israel, a disappointing statistic. Israel accounted for 68% of the organizations attacked, the US for 14%, the UK and India for 4% each, and the UAE for 2%. The peak of activity occurred during the Israeli-Iranian war. 72 operations were recorded in June alone. Avi Berger, head of space programs at the Defense Research and Development Center, DR&D, stated that the war with Iran has dramatically increased Israel's need for space dominance. We must significantly increase investment in developing and maintaining Israel's superiority over our adversaries in space, he noted. Berger emphasized that Israeli satellites actively participated in all operations, including Operation Men Like Lion, providing round-the-clock reconnaissance and highly reliable communications. During the 12 days of the war, tens of millions of square kilometers of high-quality imagery were collected. A study by the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich warns that hackers are increasingly interested in space systems and are experimenting with satellite hacking techniques. According to the authors, future conflicts, including the US-China standoff, will almost certainly impact critical space infrastructure. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like and join us.